We got a special guest coming on. We got Jarad with LED for your home. And Jarad, welcome to Texas Home Improvement.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Now, LED lights, a lot of times people are thinking, well, that's those newfangled lights, and I don't need those yet. I got to be honest. I remodeled a place for my parents down in Houston. Spent a few weeks working on that, and we actually put some LED lighting in there when we went to pick out some light fixtures. The ones my mom liked happened to be LED, and boy, those things put out some nice light.
Yeah, they were probably a higher color temperature or something in the more sunlight version than you're usually seeing in your incandescents that are a lot warmer. So they do appear much brighter. The perception of brightness is there for someone because it's more like looking at the sun or having the sun in your room if you go with that higher Kelvin. And LEDs offer that wide variety of different colors to be put in your home, so you can put a higher Kelvin temperature into a bathroom, and then when your wife or your mother's doing her makeup, she can better see what she's going to look like when she were to step outside versus if you had let's say a 2700 Kelvin, which is more of a warm color. It's that orange type of glow we see when we turn on the incandescent light, and that doesn't give you a true feel or sense of how you're going to look if you step outside. So you have a lot more variety, not just with the incandescents, but with the LEDs in regards to how you want something to be presented.
Well, Jarad, would you mind holding on through the news here for a minute? And I actually want to talk to you about the big difference between LED and fluorescent. We'll be back with more Texas Home Improvement. A few minutes to talk with Jarad of LED for your home, or for home rather. And Jarad, let me ask you a couple questions here real quick. Sure. Most people think when they start thinking about light bulbs, okay, you got the regular incandescent, you got the fluorescent, and now we got the LEDs. How in the heck am I supposed to figure out what I want to use?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, it first starts with, what's actually going to fit in there, and typically it's your incandescent or your halogen, and then, nobody really thinks about it. They just look at, oh, my light's working, it's on, but they don't consider power consumption or how the light looks and how it makes them look. How we look is so much dictated by how the light that you're using, or the color and the brightness of that light. You can look great underneath one light and look terrible underneath another. And that's one of the great abilities of LEDs, is that we can put in lights that will either emphasize your home if you're trying to sell it, or try to bring attention to a certain area, or if you put a nice color arrangement on your table, or you have great color throw pillows, as my wife does, to bring pop. The different lighting can really emphasize that versus what your conventional can do.
Well, I guess I have to ask, why can't I just go down to the box store?
Oh yeah, you definitely can. They have some great options available. I think it's more or less, I've been in this industry on the commercial side and now in the residential side for over 7 years. And what I find is that even sometimes I get confused walking into a big box store and knowing which one I need to get. Lighting is, although it seems very simple, there's thousands of different types of lights, shapes, sizes, and as I said, different colors. And especially with LEDs now, you have to first know the shape and the size, and you have to know, well, what color is going to work well for me, and really try to figure that out versus it used to be where, oh, this is a regular incandescent light I put in my table lamp, and I'll just take this to the store. Now you go to the store and you say, well, there's so many more options. So which one do I pick? And you might pick wrong. The good thing is the big box allows you to return it, but you just used your time, your precious free time, to go to the store, buy it, put it in, and go back and return it. Whereas here, we can come in and recommend some solutions that will keep you from going to your big box store and keep you from having to do any returns and have you happy when we leave.
Well, one of the most popular lights out right now are the recessed lightings. I mean, we went through a big phase with those back in the 70s, and it's really come back where a lot of people are using the canister recessed lights. LED seems to me would be a great fit for that because they don't heat up.
Correct. Yeah, they will keep your cooling bill down a little bit more. On the residential side, it will help because your typical incandescent and halogen lights, those are actually, the light is a byproduct of heat. And when they started banning, the federal government started banning incandescents, certain ones, the manufacturers actually were able to bring them back through what they call the heat ball. And so they were selling these old lights as heat balls instead of as lights, because typically the amount of heat generated is about 80 or 90% of the actual electricity usage, and the other 10 or 15 is usually just your light output.
Well,
on LED,
you're killing the easy bake oven option with these things.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just turning all those incandescents into easy bakes now.
Yeah. When the lights are being replaced, one of the things that was nice on the old incandescent is you could get the adjustable lights, and then kind of when they came out with the compact fluorescents, all that kind of went away. Mm-hmm. With the LEDs, are we able to get them where we can use dimmer switches and stuff again?
Yeah, you are. The dimmer switches, it's something in which you have to have the correct LEDs because they do make LEDs that don't dim, and then they make ones that do. And depending on the age of your house and how old your dimmers are, they might not work. So we know going in when we do our audit if we're going to end up replacing a dimmer switch or if we're going to be able to leave it. And that is a struggle because, you might have a really nice chandelier and then you put in these great looking LEDs and you go to dim it for your dinner party and all of a sudden they start flickering and just shut off. And that is one of those things that the LED market has been working on for a very long time, and they've really gotten it well refined. It's just you have to make sure you have the right application dimmer for that LED.
Now, if somebody calls LED4Home and you guys come out, what am I paying for? What is the big difference between having you guys out and me just taking care of it?
Well, you're paying for convenience for us to come out there and for us to do it so you don't have to drag out a ladder. You might have an 18-foot entry ceiling that you don't have a ladder for, so you're paying for us to do that. You're also paying for us to give you the expertise that we have in regards to what we recommend for your different areas in regards to the color, the brightness, and then also, again, the dimmers that we just discussed, and letting you know if we're going to need to change one or to make sure this operates properly. Then you're paying for the energy savings, which, comes back to you in multiple years as you live there. And then also we provide a 1-year parts and labor warranty. So if something were to go out within that year of our install date, then we come back and we change it out. Assuming you didn't shoot a BB into your LED or something else. But hopefully,
well, I didn't. But what that kid of mine did, I just don't know.
Yeah, I've been responsible for shooting out a glass door before when I was a lot younger, so I can't say that it hasn't happened before in the past.
Okay, so and you mentioned the warranty on it. What is the expected life of the LED?
The expected life is it's much longer. Your typical incandescents, the manufacturer recommends or says that our expected life on incandescents is about 2,000 hours, which is only about 4 to 5 months max based on usage. LEDs they run anywhere from 50 to 100,000 hours. So when you look at a year, there's only 8,000. There's about 8,000 hours, a little more than that in a year. So, you're looking at, if you left that light on 24/7, you would be looking at least 6 to 9 years. And, with not leaving it on, you're extending it even further. So the lifetime is very significant.
And just a curiosity question, because on a lot of things, the turning of something on actually takes a little life out of it. Does it on an LED type light?
It does not. That's a great question. Incandescent is a filament source, so it's chemical. in regards to its reaction. So every time it has a cycle or amount of duties in which you can turn on and off. Same as halogen, same as CFL. LED is more of proton, neutron, very molecular level, where the amount of on and off do not affect its life. And that's one of the huge benefits that we get in not just residential, but in commercial applications as well.
I'm assuming these work great with those switches then that, when you walk in the room and it turns it on and then no movement for a couple minutes, it shuts the light off again.
Yeah, they do. They work great. The one thing that you don't want to do is put that switch on for 20 seconds and then have a disco going on if you're going in and out of the room.
Right.
But they work wonderfully with occupancy and vacancy sensors if you have those in your home.
Well, it seems to me then, with the life of these bulbs and the fact that there are so many different choices in the lighting, it really makes sense to have you guys come out, show the different bulbs so we get the right lighting in the different rooms that we're using them. And once it's done, it's done. It's not like we got to have you out every other month to service these things, is it?
No. We definitely don't want to have to be out there. We are using products that are used in commercial applications, so they're very robust, and we have agreements with very large manufacturers so that you're getting quality product, and then also a quality installation with our teams coming in that are background checked and drug screened. We try to make sure that we understand we're coming into your home, and we want to make sure we do it right for you, so your home is presented well and you also feel safe and secure when somebody's in there.
How do they work for outside lighting?
Oh, LEDs. It works well for your typical porch lights, the cans that we mentioned, your safety lights, and also say your sconces that are on the front of your house. We don't do we do the outside, but we won't do your landscape, because landscape actually it runs off different system.
Right.
There's some really good landscapes, so we just stay away from that for now. But essentially, we do the exterior, anything that's attached to your house, and
but like the floodlights, that light up the driveway and stuff. Do they got the LED for that?
Yes, yeah, and that will be part of our audit, where we come out and we do process in which we come and we audit your house, and then we present you with our finding and say, okay, this is what we recommend. This is the turnkey cost, and if you want, we can schedule an appointment for an install. Well,
Jarad, how do people get in touch with you?
Well, they can do it a couple of ways. They can call us at 844-533-4466. That's 844 LED4, the number, home. Or they can reach out to us on our website at LED4, the number, and home.com.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday to talk with us about this.
Yeah, most definitely, Jim. And if any of your listeners have questions, they can also just email us through our website. I'll be glad to answer it for them. Or if anybody follows up with you, please reach out to us. And we're all about education as well. It's tough to figure out what's right, and that's why we're here.
Okay, one more time. What was that phone number?
That phone number is 844-533-4466. And that 844, it spells out LED4HOM. We couldn't put the E in there because, there's only 4 digits on the last. But that's 844-533-4466.
All righty. Well, Jarad, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you. You take care.
You bet. Bye-bye. Yeah, I fell in love with LED when I started putting them in. The lighting, the ease of them. I tell you, this is the way to have your lights done. And if you're looking at retrofitting your house, give these guys a call. They do a great job, and you just plain don't have to worry about it. The last thing you want to do is make a trip down, pick out bulbs, take them home, and it's the wrong ones. It doesn't give you the light that you're looking for. And let's face it, there's so many different shades and lighting hues. Don't take chances. Let them come out and get it right for you, and then it's done. You don't have